Well, good evening. I'm not going to sit here any longer and wait for 44 or some other number. 722 is going to have to do. I missed the chance for triple digits, and I'm not going to wait till 1111 or 1010. So I'm here at 722 in the evening of October 21st, and it's the first time I've ever created a video as a 67-year-old man. Of course, I won't actually turn 67 until 10:19 p.m. because that's the time that I was born in the Good Samaritan Hospital in Suffern, New York. There you have it. Now, for those of you astrologers, you can figure out my birth chart. Big deal. Oh, the title that I've selected for today's video, which probably will be brief, but you never know what kind of inspiration or flow will come. It's called Tusen Takk, 1,000 Thanks. If you live in the Scandinavian countries of Norway, Sweden, or Denmark, not Finland, you don't need the English translation. It's the way they say thank you, multiplied by 1,000. Well, today is my birthday, and with 5,000 Facebook friends and approaching 5,900 subscribers on YouTube, you know I get a lot of birthday greetings and wishes. Or got a lot. 1,000 thanks would not be enough. And while I liked a bunch of them on my wall and sent thanks to all the personal emails, I could not put a personal touch on all of them as I would have wanted to do if I had the time. To say I'm grateful for the outpouring of love would be an understatement. It's incredible to me that I have been so richly blessed in being able to touch so many people around the world with my message of hope for a better tomorrow as a result of waking up today. This is the awakening. Oh, I didn't type this. I put the is the awakening. I read it the way that I meant it, but it's not what I typed. Indeed, Mondays are always a busy day for me, and I managed to get my normal Monday stuff done in between getting emails done. And I mean, there were times I had over 200 Facebook emails that I had to go through, and needless to say, I did not get to respond to all of them. And some of them, when I clicked them on and that I maybe wanted to respond, it did not take me to that specific email. So responding to a specific email was next to impossible today because they were coming in so quickly, especially this morning and into the early afternoon. Actually, it started a week ago, but yesterday's when they really started coming in pretty strongly. And no, I am not going to be able to print like on all of them, but I do very, very much appreciate the outpouring of love. Indeed, many people, I think I probably read virtually all of them. Now, the ones that just say happy birthday, they're easy. Or best wishes on your birthday or things like that. Those are easy ones. But some people actually took time to write and express their thanks. And each one of those that I saw, I read. And if it was a private email, I responded back with a private email. But I just want to express, once again, my heartfelt thanks to each of you around the world that have encouraged me to keep going, that have appreciated my candor and my authenticity, that have appreciated my dedication to be here every day. And I just don't, excuse me, 1,000 thanks would not be enough because I would have to leave so many people out. But each one of you, I want to say thank you. Each one of you. For allowing me into your home, for letting me talk to you while you're having your coffee or whatever time of day you listen, or on your drive to work, whatever. I've been part of your life, many of you, for the whole 2.5 years. Some of you every now and again, but it doesn't matter because I've been able to touch your heart and touch your soul. And in so doing, that touches my heart and touches my soul and lifts me up and encourages me and gives me strength to keep carrying on, keep moving forward. Yes, there are days that are disappointing. This has not been a celebratory weekend for me, as I mentioned in the previous video. And there's no special party or anything planned for me today. I did hear from my daughter twice and a few other friends, and one friend actually sent me what I thought were artificial flowers, and I called and said thank you for them, and they said they're real flowers, but it's like in concrete. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look like, it looks like it would be the flowers. The leaves actually look like they're real, but they're in a pot that doesn't have dirt, and so I don't understand what it is. I have to learn more about that, but indeed, it's a plant. It's a real plant, and when I put water into that concrete plastic thing, whatever it was on the top of it, it actually absorbs down in. So I don't know what that's called. Aqua. I don't know. I don't know. She said it was some sort of a water plant, but anyway, there's been such an outpouring today. And no, I haven't had anything to drink. People told me to have some screwdrivers, or somebody said to have I don't know, a shot of something, Southern Comfort or something. I don't know. But there's no reason for me to drink tonight that I can see to celebrate. I will celebrate at the time when we start getting the breakthroughs, and I'm still expecting breakthroughs to start happening. I really am. I'm expecting there to be big changes. As I've said so many times, I'm in communication with people around the world that are visionaries, and it's exciting. Sometimes we get together and we have conversations with, a group of us, and then other times it's just one or two here and there. But I communicate with people all over the world, and many times these people that I'm communicating with, I'm there on the bridge between them. They don't even know each other except through me. I communicate with people in Europe that don't know the people that I'm communicating with in Australia, for example, or don't know the people that I'm communicating with in Africa or in South America. And I literally, I am communicating on every continent except Antarctica, as far as I know. And who would have thunk that? I mean, my family never would have expected that out of me. I didn't expect it out of me. Dr. Mary believed in me, and some of my other friends, like Margie, believes in me. But most of my family thinks I'm nuts, and that's the truth. I appreciate my nieces and nephews who sent me thanks. I appreciate the fact that my brother called me all the way from Peru and talked to me for a half an hour. But of course, none of my three sisters even mentioned that it was my birthday. My ex-wife even called me twice to wish me a happy birthday, and she gave me a card last week. So even she remembered. But it's not been a celebratory weekend for me, a birthday weekend. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I had hoped at one time to have somebody to spend the weekend with and put a big smile on my face. But that didn't happen, and it's okay. It'll happen when it's supposed to. And folks, yes, I had my balloon popped a little bit yesterday from the time that I wrote the blurb and did the video, and 4 people actually disliked that, and why they disliked it. I'd like to know who they were and find out the reason why they put a thumbs down on that video. I mean, the previous thumbs down one goes all the way back, and there's only 2 thumbs down on that one. The one that I did on the 14th. So a week ago today, there were 2 thumbs down, but in between there were no thumbs down between in the whole week, in six videos, there were no thumbs down at all. And as I made a comment on YouTube, if I knew who those 4 people were, I'd either block them or I'd at least want to know why they were disappointed in that video. Because I'm speaking from my heart, and I always speak from my heart. I always do. And I don't ever intend to offend anybody or hurt anybody. And there's some things that I say in my videos, frankly, that I wouldn't say to somebody face to face. I don't know that if I faced a Rothschild or a Rockefeller, that I'd call them a psychopath to their face. But I will do it on the video because what they've done is psychopathic. But maybe that's exactly what we've needed to wake us up. And as I said in the blurb, this is the awakening. We have a hopeful and a bright future because we are waking up, because we are taking to heart the issues that we're facing. And in fact, let me see if I can find that real quick here. Let's see, that would be, okay, I'm trying to think where I would find it, and I remember. Yeah, I want to read a quote from Bruce Lee, and I use this as my thought for the week, or my quote for the week, to my Metagroups community that I send 2 emails out to every Monday, and one on Monday, one on Friday each week. But Bruce Lee made this statement: "We find real truth when we examine the problem. The problem is never apart from the answer. The problem is the answer. The understanding of the problem is the dissolution of the problem." Bruce, that's genius, and I totally agree. People have often accused me of being negative because I bring up the problem. But until we bring up the problem, until we bring up the negative, we're not going to be able to transcend it. It will just lie beneath the surface and vegetate and eat at us until we finally pay attention. It's like a wounded child, an invisible wounded child that's locked in the basement of our soul, crying out, "Will you please love me?" And when we love it, when we love the problem, we transform it. We transform ourselves in the whole process, and we become a new creature. And this is what birth is all about. It's what rebirth is all about. To be born again and again and again. And it happens to us many, many times. Yes, 67 years ago tonight, my mother gave birth to me, and I was just a little infant. A firstborn on both sides of my paternal and maternal grandparents. I was the first grandchild, the first child, obviously, of my parents. They were each the second born in their families, but they brought forth the first seed in my family, on both sides. I was the first one. And who would have thought that all these years later, this high school dropout, this man who was looked down upon by his own family for 30 years, 31 years, since 1982. I've had members of my family that would not talk to me, all the way back that far. Who would have thought that I'd be able to touch the world today? At 67 years old, of course, I started almost 3 years ago, so I wasn't 67 then, but I am now. And I don't feel 67. I don't think I look 67. I see people that are younger than me that to me look older than me. Makes me sort of feel good. I hope I keep getting younger. I hope I do. I hope we all can find the fountain of youth, which I believe resides within each one of us. And it's when we learn to be grateful and express gratitude to all of our parts, physical and non-physical, to all the things around us, to everything in our life. We bless it, even when it's not always what we might prefer or like, but we learn to bless everything and be grateful. And I believe this is the fountain of youth. And I see I've talked almost 15 minutes already. Let me close again by saying Tusen Takk. 1,000 thanks for your love and your friendship and your support. May God bless you. Namaste.